Hi everyone, welcome. We're going to finish up a follow-up to a Subaru Fluids and Retorque wheels check that we did a few weeks ago. We couldn't finish off that day because we need to check the automatic transmission fluid while it's running and while the transmission is hot. And it wasn't hot that day because we need to check coolant. We also needed to get some coolant for the overflow. So I'll explain that in a minute too. I know Kevin Yellow's at the LA Dodgers parade. Jessica Palmades is there. Moonface at the parade as well. So everyone go check out their lives, hang out there. Alright, so we did a retorque last time, so we're not going to need to do that again. But, so you guys have a review, this is a torque rod and the attachments for the nuts, the lug nuts. And every 100 kilometers after you have your wheels rotated, removed, brake work done, anything, or 62.5 miles. So when you leave the mechanic shop 62 miles down the road, you need to go back and they won't charge anything. They just retorque the wheels. So you're not driving down the road or hit bumps and your wheel comes falling off and rolls past you. So we did do that. Go to the previous fluids and torque check to review that if you want. That was a couple weeks ago. And last time we did check the oil. We did check the coolant. We did check the brake fluid. And I showed you how the oil filters are upside down in these vehicles instead of right side down underneath the vehicle. Last time we cleaned some squirrel poo to the engine and the battery, and what's left to do today is to tell you that the transmission is a sealed system, so it's not a matter of just hop in and check that system. So we're going to top off the coolant right now. And the coolant, reason why we didn't put a Dex coolant orange from the deep end is because the Subaru 2016 Subaru Impreza takes something called Extended Blue. It's a 50-50 premixed. Our overflow is down. The engine's been running, so we're not going to pull that cap off right now. We checked it last time and know that there is coolant in there, but we need some in the overflow. So to do that, that's your radiator we did last time. She topped off. And our overflow is right next to it. It's usually a clear or opaque canister. And you can see empty, low, full. And it's blue. This is blue. And we usually do a sideways pour. So we don't pour like this. There's more stability pouring sideways. We do a stability pour. You don't want any of your metal going down in any of your bottles into your components of the cooling system, brake, anything like that. So we want to remove our metal. So you can do this with a funnel or you can pour sideways. I'm experienced in pouring it, so it's not going to drip too much. And we just watch until this fills up to the full line. So we're at the full line there. And again, this is different from other coolants. You'll see a green, you'll see an orange as a Dex Cool. This is specifically for Acura, Honda, or Subaru. And I should mention today, guys, so my poppy fell off, but we have a lest we forget poppy bracelet on today. So when you see the veterans at the grocery stores with their kettle for donations, you can get a poppy for your chest. They come off all the time. I have a metal one and a cross stitch one, but you can get a bracelet too. And then of course you're not going to lose your rubber bracelet. I really like this one. So donation gets you lest we forget, and that'll be November 11th. So some of us in Canada, we wear poppies or show our respect for people who fought in services all over the world. So not just First and Second War. There's been over 260 world wars if you Google or YouTube search that. So lest we forget anyone who's fought for our rights, freedoms, families, things. All right, so we did that. We'll double check the washer fluid again. And the washer fluid's low, so we'll do that. If you're unsure of any of the canisters, ask someone. Don't put anything where it shouldn't go. So this has a picture of a windshield with wipers. You can see that's washer fluid. It's obvious. So let's do our washer fluid. And again, all of you guys go to @KevinYellow, @MoonFay, or @JustPalmadessa. Today's the Dodgers parade. It's unreal. Hasn't happened in 25 years, I think. So your washer fluid, you can put all the way to the top. And this is just a tiny little canister, this holder, so didn't take much and she wasn't low. So again, we'll review. Last time, if you go back to the last Subaru fluids check, we checked the brake fluid. It's fine. You don't want to get any dirt in there when you check that. You know it's the brake. It's behind the steering wheel by your master brake cylinder. We got some squirrel poop out of the battery in the engine last time. Showed you that they have an oil filter in these that are upside down instead of underneath the engine. It's really easy to change the oil filter right here. And it's turned upside down. They're usually this way, but this one's this way. Coolant check last time was great. Overflow is completely empty. So we topped that again. OEM blue. Make sure you're putting the right fluids in your vehicle. You can seize up emissions, engines, transmissions, a lot of things. We did check the oil last time as well. And you just have a visual check for anything that could be disconnected or may need previous lubing as well. So we'll check again. We checked on the last log, so I already know unless something's come loose in the meantime. So radiator hoses, electrical to alternators and things. And your belt looks good. So the belt should be tight, not much play. And if you rub the finger, there should be teeth on that belt to catch onto the pulleys properly. Back in the day, we used to have separate belts. This is one serpentine belt. So a good trick if your belt broke on the highway is the cheapest, strongest pair of pantyhose, or you can tape together a piece of duct tape. So fold it and run it too. If you bring up the schematics and see which way that it runs, once it's broken, you wouldn't be able to see that. Okay, so we retorqued last time, and I'll review those numbers with you guys. So it's 2016 Subaru Impreza has 80 foot-pounds of torque, and that's the measurement of rotational force that it needs. So 80 foot-pounds measurement of rotational force. If you're going to convert that, it would be in Newton meters. So sometimes they measure bicycles in Newton meters and things. And it's a short little conversion to convert that over. So I recall this ATF goes in the Jeep. Oh, we got our deer there. Hi, deer. How are you? We'll get to meet us, Bueno. So I'll just show you the deer. We had a deer come visit for a minute. Hi, Ryan K. Gimbal needs an adjustment here. Here, we'll say hi to the deer. Hi, deer. Get some tomatoes for you. And there's the baby. There's a couple deer there. There's one over there, one here. Yep, hi. Hello. How are you? You're a good baby. Yep. Yep, you're a good baby deer with your mommy. So I got 3 deer here. Yep. Hi, dear. So I'll just put the camera here for a minute so you guys can watch them. Let's get my stabilizer in place. There we go. Yep, they're absolutely beautiful, guys. Hi, Callie. Hi, Ryan K. So we're just finishing up our fluids check, explaining the Retorque 2016 Subaru Impreza to you guys. If you guys want to go back to the previous Subaru live, then you'll see what fluids were checked then, etc. And then we had a family of deer. They live in the back here. And came to say hello. Yep, came to say hello. Yep. Hi, dear. So the mom went over behind there, and the baby went this way. This is an adolescent. He's curious. See if we have any more tomatoes, or they like apples. They like nuts. They don't mind chicken wieners either. But now they're trying to gather so they can hibernate. So that's it for them for now. I don't know where the baby went. So there's a nice little surprise, guys. Yep. Pretty cool. Alright, back to the regular scheduled programming. Okay, so just to review, guys, we needed to top the coolant and the overflow with this Subaru Impreza 2016. It's an automatic, takes OEM antifreeze coolant. It's a blue for Acura, Honda, and Subaru. We also topped off our washer fluid. The best way to pour stuff is on its side, not this. You get more stability sideways pours. We've got some spare oil. And then we'll review what we keep in the vehicle. So I usually keep baby wipes in case you want to wipe your face and other areas. We also have Lysol wipes, so I need to put another baby wipes in here because we can't wipe our face and orifices with Lysol. I also keep Kleenex and a paper towel. Oh, and he's back. Hi. The deer came back, so I can talk while you guys watch them. Let me finish up. So we'll go see this deer again. Okay, and there's three. There's a mom, an adolescent, and baby. There he goes again. I'll just put it right there in case he comes back again. Alright. So the other thing we keep in the vehicle is a first aid kit, a tire pump, jumper cables can be used for this vehicle, a funnel, this one's the Jeep one. I'm gonna have to get another one for this one because my part that screws in came undone. Can you guys see him over there? He's just right there. Yeah, he's just right there. Thanks, Yukon. Appreciate you. This is a nice, safe, fun channel. Everyone's welcome, so make sure you double tap, like, subscribe. And last but not least, we keep a fire extinguisher behind the driver's side. So easy to use. You just pull the pin when you're ready. If you ever, in an emergency, need it, pull the pin, squeeze the handle, put it at the fire. Did he come back? No. They're at their other feeding time before the sun goes down. So, alrighty. So the other thing that we use, and you can get this at like Home Depot or Walmart or a dollar store. Suck my stabilizers. There we go. It is a pylon. So it's really convenient. If you break down, you put it behind or in front of your vehicle. If you break down, you should never stand in front of your vehicle if you're waiting for a tow truck, because statistics show that vehicles tend to drive into their sight, their vision, distractions along the road. So police cars, emergency vehicles, ambulance, fire, they get hit. Your car may get hit. So you don't want to stand in front of it. If the vehicles are coming this way, you want to stand off to the side, behind, out of the vehicle if you break down. So a pylon is always useful. This one's just a little mini one. You can get a big atrocious one or a little mini one, but you should have one in your vehicle. So I like to take a bag and just lay it over the top of all these supplies, so when the vehicle is sitting unlocked sometimes or ever, people don't think that there's expensive supplies that they can run off with, because there is. I don't see the deer again yet. And then we just keep this all in a milk crate, fluids you need. Alright, I don't see any more deer around. That was a great surprise, guys. And then your prop line, just so easy. Lift up on the end and pull it out, on it, put it in its little holder. And you don't really want to slam your hood down. You could cause your mechanism, if it's not greased as is, to get stuck or unstuck and you can't open or shut it. So just a gentle drop. Bam, she's shut. Always make it sure it's shut, because you could be going across a bridge or on a highway. It could just blow in your windshield and you can't see like full airbag. Yeah, we have a Subaru. So this is all-wheel drive, 2016. And I'll tell you the kilometers on it before we shut down the live. Check for deer again. Yeah, there's a deer again. So change the camera again for you guys. It's cold here, guys. There we go. You can see him again. He's right there. I think it's 150,000 on the Subaru. So, did he run again? He's gone again. And have that key with me. All right. So our Subaru fluids follow-up check is done. I'm going to go through the comments. So Callie, Ron K, Yukon, Michael, thank you for your support. Everyone go to Kevin Yellow. There's the Dodgers parade and celebration. Go to at Moonfay and go to at Jess Palmadessa today as well. They're working the streets really hard to give you guys coverage of celebration. Hasn't occurred in 25 years since the Dodgers won the World Series. So congratulations to them. Some of us wish the Blue Jays had won, but congratulations, LA Dodgers. And we'll do a quick review. So transmission unit is sealed. There's no regular way to check that. Next time it goes in, I think there's a ball joint or something that needs in the front left. So we'll get them to check that transmission fluid right away and rotate the tires. Those are new tires. We'll have to retorque again when it comes back. Everything looks good on it. The coolant level was good on the last live. If you go to Subaru Impreza fluid and torque check, but the overflow is down. And always check what coolant goes in your vehicle. This is a blue coolant. For some of you don't know, you think that coolant's only green. It comes in orange, blue, pink, gold, different colors depending on the make and model. If you put Dex Cool in the wrong vehicle, it's a gel type fluid, and it can gunk up your engine, shut it down, your emissions. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. We know that our oil's good. Showed you how the oil filter is different from most filters, so it's on top, upside down, instead of underneath the vehicle. Really easy for oil changes. Our brake fluid is nice and clean. When you're doing that, don't get any dust from your cap in your brake canister. So it's behind the steering wheel this way, behind the master cylinder, and it should be full and clean. If not, you could have a leak. You could have some operational issues with your brakes, and that's really serious. The retorque, if you were to do that, is 80 foot-pounds, so measurement of rotational force, 80, and you can convert that to Newton meters if you needed to for bicycles and things. And we retorqued last live if you guys want to go to the last Subaru fluids check and torque. We also topped the washer fluid today, so it's just done it down a tad. With this time, this climate where we're in is East Coast on the Atlantic, and temperatures are dropping, so we need to make sure we have the proper washer fluid in there. This one is for below -20 or -30, so we topped our washer fluid, and that's all great. We also checked our wires, lubing, any hoses missing for coolant, for going to brake lines, things like that. We checked our serpentine belt. They used to be on separate systems, different belts. This is one. I do recommend you guys have a roll of duct tape. So yeah, I need a funnel and duct tape in this vehicle. I try to remember. Roll of duct tape. So you could fold the duct tape and run it as a serpentine belt to get you to your next exit. If you don't have AAA or CAA, I do. I think Jess does. I think Kevin Yellow, a few people do have it. Even Hollywood Stream Sniper. Most generally are able to call a tow truck or things if you're in trouble. Sorry, guys. Here we go. Just had to edit some stuff there, guys. All right, so continuation from a previous lesson, instructional. And it's SOA blue coolant that we used. It's a good thing we didn't use the deep coolant or regular green coolant. That wouldn't have worked out. So I think I saw the deer again. So we'll check again before we close down the live shortly. Yep, I don't see them again. All right, so everyone tune in to Kevin Yellow. He's live, Moonphase Live, Jess Palmadessa. Enjoy the Los Angeles Dodgers World Series winning celebration. I appreciate you guys all joining us today, and we will see you guys soon for some future content. Appreciate y'all. Bye. Peace. Have a great day, guys.